Been traveling. Went to see Jackson in Aberdeen. Right now I'm in Atlanta. Watched Ethan play a tournament, and then headed back to Aberdeen tonight for a few more days, and then down to Florida to watch Ethan play. So we're kind of on the little summer swing of watching the boys play baseball.
How great is that?
Just the coolest thing in the world.
How great is that?
It's great. Thanks. Yeah.
What do? You kind of book. You book a La Quinta, save a few dollars on a couple of the legs of the trip?
Yes, mostly La Quintas.
He's been there.
I wanted
La Quinta.
I was wondering about this. So obviously the Cardinals that run that they went on, they kind of regressed, and the trade deadline is fast approaching. Now, there were times in your career when you're on another team, you were hoping for a trade, but you were never like the guy like, oh, is my number up? Do I have to leave here? Here's the thing. I think it's a weird. That's what I want to ask you about. It's a weird dichotomy. So you have players that the team has to get better, but they don't want to see their teammates traded, or they don't want to be traded, but they know the team needs to make some adjustments. Now, publicly, you go, no, we believe in the guys in the clubhouse, right? So we don't want trades. But then outside, they'll be like, we need this, we need that, right? So how difficult is it? Like you were a leader in the clubhouse, when you know there has to be a trade or two to fine-tune things. How difficult is that, kind of navigating that situation?
Well, I think it's a little different this year, in that the team is struggling to the point that they are. Usually, when you get close to the deadline, you're a team that's, hey, if we just had this or that, I think we'd have a really good chance to win the World Series, or things like that. So, I think everybody knows in the clubhouse usually, like, hey, this is the part of the team, or this is a guy that could really help us. Or, when you get closer to the deadline, you start to hear names that are available, and you start to say, yeah, but we could really use that guy or this guy. And, sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. And obviously in 2011, when we won the World Series, we were able to add some pieces that really gave us a good spark and really pushed us towards what we were able to do. But it can be difficult, obviously, when you're happy somewhere and you're a player on a team that you want to be at. You don't want to get traded, and if your name starts flying around, that can be difficult. But usually it's like in the Cardinal situation, you're talking more about minor league players, or that end up getting traded, and so you don't know them as well, and so there's not quite that personal attachment to not wanting them to get traded. You're more concerned about this season than maybe looking at the whole scope, where the general manager and the front office, they have to look at more of a longer lens, if you will. So as a player, everybody talks about, man, if we got this guy or that guy, and I think the front office, obviously they have to weigh the pros and cons of giving up prospects or who they would have to give up to get certain guys. So, that's kind of how it works. I mean, like I said, it's a little different this year. I mean, they need to get hot to get back to where, they look more like somebody that could really go out and, be a buyer and really get them to go, push them past, and to win the division and into the playoffs. But it's kind of an exciting time, when you get close to that deadline.
Matt, is it weird for you to watch the Cardinals be this bad? I know it's only 70 games into the season, but you have to go back to, the last losing season for the Cardinals was 2007, where they were 78-84. You got to go back to 1997, 1999 to where they had a season where they only won about 75, 73 games. I mean, it's kind of crazy to see them at this point, 12 games still below 500.
Yeah, I mean, it's been it's been one of those things where I really thought that, you keep going, well, it's early, it's early. And then, now we're getting to the point where it's not quite as early. And so it has been different. I think, you keep waiting for things to kind of fall into place and then to go on a really good run and get back close to 500. And then once you get there, you start to build confidence, and then, you feel like you can, nobody's running away with it in the division. So you don't really feel like you're in that huge of a hole. But you got to play better. Obviously you can't continue to drop series at home and just not playing good, solid baseball at Busch is very, very strange. But I don't know. I still think that there's a run in them. I'm obviously very hopeful that they get it turned around and they can start to play the kind of baseball that I think they're capable of and we all expect. But it has been strange to see this kind of struggle, like I said, particularly at home.
So I would say even for the non-rights holders on the dais or those listening, most people at the beginning of the season thought the Cardinals would be a good team. Whether or not you thought they could win the World Series, I think most people, the consensus was they're going to be good, and it turns out they're not. So when you see what they're doing, what is the most surprising thing that you thought would happen or thought would be good that hasn't turned out that way with this ball club?
Yeah, I still think that you'd have to say they haven't been good. There still is, I think, 90 games left. Is that right? I don't know how many they've played exactly.
90 plus, more than 90.
So there's still time to get it turned around. But yeah, I think coming into the season, I definitely thought they had a great chance to win the division, and once you get into the playoffs, anything can happen. But I think the thing that I think the offense hasn't been quite as good as I thought. I thought this would be a really good offense. Obviously, they've had some health issues, and there's been some guys that have been in and out of the lineup that really haven't played to their ceiling, if you will. So I have been a little surprised at the offense. Hasn't been as good as I had thought, but all really, all three aspects haven't performed to the level that I think they're capable of. But yeah, so I think offensively, I'm probably the most surprised, but I think that kind of thing can turn around. When I look at their lineup, some days I think, man, that's a really good lineup, 1 through 9. And so, the starting pitching hasn't been as good as you try to dream on. All three areas, I think the starting pitching, the bullpen, and the offense have got plenty of have plenty of blame that they could take.
It's Cole here. Matt, it's Cole here.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Hey, I was checking out your son's numbers in the minor leagues in Baltimore, and he's been tearing it up. Had a very short stay at A-ball level, now in the high A level. His OPS is above 1,000, so where's he at mentally? He's tearing the cover off the ball.
Yeah, he's doing great. He's doing great, so it's been fun. I've been up there a couple times and got a chance to watch him play, and he's doing good. He's doing really well. He's a very motivated, very confident kid that has a vision of getting to the major leagues really fast, and he's on a mission to do that, and he's backed it up with his play. And I don't know what their plan is as far as how fast they'll move him to Double-A, but he's making a case to get kind of try to move. That was his goal, was to get to Double-A this year, and so he's pushing. He's moved up the prospect charts in some of these national publications to 1 or 2 or 3, and so it's been a fun season to watch him and get a chance to kind of go up there and see him play. But it's there's He's played really well, but you just got to keep him. If there's going to be challenging times, it's a tough game. So he's so far so good.
Matt, you're watching baseball all summer with your kids. I like to know what you're doing, though. Just kind of, do you have a show? Did you watch Succession? Are you still with the pickleball? Are you doing the basketball? How is Matt Holliday, besides watching all the kids who are the best players on earth play baseball? Are you, doing the basketball? What are you doing?
Mostly pickleball. I've been, I got connections and some people that I know that know, where the games are now. So I'm kind of on the inner loop of pickleball scene. So I've kind of dove all in on pickleball, and I've been playing a lot. And,
for money?
No, not money. But I got to get a little better before I start putting any kind of wagers or any kind of tournaments that are money's on the line. But no, I really enjoy it. It's obviously a very competitive and fun habit. It's a good exercise. So I try to find some pickleball most days, and then just enjoying the younger kids and trying to keep them entertained but I've been playing a lot of pickleball. We watched the series Shooter on Netflix, so that's been our latest show that we watched, and then that's about it. Just traveling around, enjoying the summer, and enjoying my kids.
For the record, you're too big for pickleball.
Yeah,
you're going to hurt somebody. You're going to hurt somebody.
Yeah,
Probably awesome.
It's fun. Yeah.
No, you're going to hurt somebody.
Play? Anybody play?
I play.
Yeah.
A little bit. I feel like guys are they're owning teams now. I know that guy Doug Ellen, who he created Entourage. I think he owns a team, and I feel like a bunch of people are kind of owning teams in these pickleball leagues.
Yeah, it's kind of blowing up. So we'll see if the people like to watch it. I think it's obviously fun to play, and that it's really blowing up around the country of people playing. We'll see as far as like owning teams, if it becomes something that's real lucrative to own teams, if people will go and watch and even on TV. So, but it's fun. I can tell you, I've really enjoyed playing it and learning about it, and smashing on people's heads. So if any of you guys would like to play, there's a Chicken and Pickle, I think, in St. Louis. I don't know if it's open yet. I think it's opening pretty soon if it's not open. But it's a cool place. It's I know the people that own it and run it out of Kansas City. So if you guys want to get a chance, go check it out.
Yeah, we play it. Maybe we will. My family plays it.
I want to own a team, Jimmy. A pickleball team.
All right. Well, you got the cash. You and Matt.
Me and Matty will
that
team
together.
up.
The high dollar people.
Yeah.
Buy a team, baby.
Matt, before we go, I got to put you on the spot. So I texted you about this, and I didn't get the final text back. So at Bally's, we need a couple of just fill-in guys for pre and post game, and you'd be great at it. You're great on the air. Honestly, I mean that in all sincerity, and it'd be just filling in here and there, probably working around your schedule. And you were like, I'm going to follow my kids around, watch them play. Get that? I would too. Mm-hmm. But is there a weekend, a weekday, a series that you might do it, that I could at least tell my bosses to get a hold of you?
It's difficult, Jim, as you can tell. I'm in Atlanta, and I'm headed to Aberdeen, and I'm headed to West Palm. It's difficult right now for me to make any plans. As enticing as that sounds, particularly if you're involved, like I said, there was at some point planning to come back up to St. Louis. There might even be a pickleball tournament in my future there. So I'll let you know, maybe on a little side text, not on the air. How about that?
Okay, that's fair. And then the other thing is, because would you be a professional pickleball player? I mean, you are a great athlete. You're still young, relatively, at least compared to me. Could you be a professional pickleball player at some point?
No, those guys are at a different level. Right. I think from what I've seen, I've got a chance to see a few of them up close. I mean, it would take a lot. Most of them have tennis backgrounds to where their tennis background puts them way ahead of where I started. So I like to play. If I could enter some tournaments, they have different levels, just for competitive spirit fun. That'd be my goal. But I don't think that I've gotten started soon enough to ever be professional.
One last thing about the pickleball thing, because now I'm kind of interested. Do you look at, do you have like a smartwatch and look at your calories and stuff like that? Do you burn a lot with playing that?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you can. I mean, we play the thing about it is you can play for a long time. So you can play for 2 or 3 hours and not be absolutely dead. But, when you play fast, if you just stand there and I like to lob it and have people smash it at me and then smash it at them and move around and play fast. I mean, some people, you could go to a country club and watch some people play and think that there's no way in heck they're burning any calories because they just, they don't move much and they play the short game and just dink the ball and back and forth. But the way that I try to play is, I'm in the 1,200 to 1,700 range usually for a couple hours.
All right. And it's relatively safe, too. It's pretty easy on your body. So I'm going to check it out, and then we're going to own a team together. So that's how it's going to go.
You should.
Right on, man.
Let's do it.
Well, I appreciate you coming on, Matty.
Thanks,
Good
Matt.
to talk to you again, man. And tell the boys good luck.
See ya.
Okay, guys.
See you, dude.
See ya.
Right on, Matty Holliday.
He's going to hurt somebody, seriously.
Yeah, I'm not playing against him.
Do you know how small that court is?
Yeah, I just saw
and
it.
that monster is smashing a ball at someone?
Kill somebody.
Dude,
See you in court.
They
See you in court.
rip it. It's like ping pong, how hard they're hitting that close to each other.
Yeah.
Just volleys, like line drives back and forth.
Yeah. I'm going to stick with golf, I think. I'm going to stick with one sport, Charlie Marlowe, and it's going to be golf.
I like pickleball.
Imagine playing pickleball against him.
Somebody chimed in and goes, the Orioles' first baseman is not good. He gets worse every year, and if you look at his stats, does Matty Holliday think the Cardinals could trade Goldie to Baltimore and get his son to St. Louis?
They ain't trading him.
What's
They're not trading.
I'm talking both teams.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they're not trading the number one prospect in baseball when he's in high A.
Yeah. Dude, I was burning over 1,000 calories in 2 hours of pickleball, and I was playing against a weak set of players, angry old guy. Damn, dude, if I'm going to lose some weight, some LBs, I think they got a pickleball court up at the clubhouse, too. I might have to check that bad boy. And events like this showed up. And then Frankie coming on next. You got to come on. Hey, you sent me a text about Peelsy. What Peelsy say something on Twitter? Did he do any Twitter things last night?
No, but he did this morning.
What did he say this morning?
He just said,
I always like the Peelsy Twitter updates, man.
Yeah, he just said, this guy's a class act with a down arrow. But
Nothing was there?
No. I assume that whoever was at the top of his Twitter feed, that's what he was pointing to, but you have to be following that person to know who he's tweeting about.
We love him.
I pulled it up, and Elon Musk was directly underneath his
yeah.
tweet.
That's class act.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Just to entertain this thought, the first baseman for the Orioles has an OPS plus of 89, so he's not good. Ryan
is it?
You talking Mountcastle?
Ryan Mountcastle. So, with the
Did you hear that?
that was David
I was never
Solomon
a
level.
big rule guy. I called what I knew.
But the Orioles are 41-24. So if they do go in win now mode,
Yeah.
Paul Goldschmidt to the Orioles.
Oh,
It's an interesting discussion point. Again,
you heard it here first.
It's not going to happen because that's way too interesting, and we as radio hosts will never deserve that level of radio that we would get for that for the rest of the season if that trade happened. But they would be in win now mode, and he's plays a position that they could use.
You had another question for Matty. What were you going to ask him? Something about tennis or something?
No, I was going to say, since we had entered the realm of, fun off-the-wall questions, I was going to ask him about playing with Lance Berkman.
Oh, okay.
Just if he had
Matt,
any
it's
stories.
Cole here.
Cole here.
I'll ask him next time.
We got that clipped off right. La Quintana. Or what did he say?
La Quinta?
Look, they ain't bad. He ain't staying there, but they're not bad. And
They're fine. I
fine.
just think it's a fun name. I like saying it.
He's not staying there.
Are we staying at the La Quinta? They
La
usually have
Quinta.
a nice breakfast for you.
They do.
And they're clean.
$99, Jimmy. And 99. You find a new one, $99, and you get a free breakfast. And the beds are brand new.
As long as
Dang
it's
good.
clean, I don't really care.
That's all I care about. That's all I care
Did
about.
you get the little breakfast?
Yes.
Pretty
That's all
good.
you need. And you get on the road and you go. $99. I'll do it.
I bet you, I'm just guessing. Now, if he's going to Atlanta, you're probably staying at a nice Atlanta hotel. But if you're going to West Palm, where he used to live, he's probably getting a nice VRBO.
That's what I would do.
That costs like
Dang right.
multiple thousands of dollars per night. I'm just guessing. I could be wrong.
That's what I'd do.
Do you think he? I forgot to ask this, but do you think he yells and screams?
No. At his kid?
Because I got in reports when his kids were playing youth baseball, he would just move. He would show up with sunglasses and a hat and kind of move to an area where he could watch but be away from
That's exactly what my dad
And he
did.
didn't hear him.
I'm saying at home. I think every parent yells at their kids at home because kids are crazy.
Yes.
Even the
I just
greatest
think people
parent.
like to complain.
Oh, I agree with that.
Even
but
the greatest parent on earth is going to yell at their kid.
And sometimes
once
they
a
need
week.
it. Well, sometimes
no,
need
they
it. Like,
absolutely
yeah,
need it.
Yeah, you got to yell at your kid once in a while.
But I'm saying at games, is yell, here we go, 6.
Nah, no. He's sitting by himself, Jimmy, and he's watching, and he's trying no one's bother him. He doesn't want to be bothered. He wants to watch his damn kid play, and he's probably giving him eye contact and signals like that, but nothing crazy, I would say.
I also
just doesn't seem like a rah-rah.
I want to see him on the pre- and post-game set a couple of games. Don't you think he'd be
Of course.
fun?
Yes, he would, but, dude, I'm sorry, man, but
Your kid's not that good.
that guy's just, he's living the life.
And let's just say he made the right decision this year.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
Okay?
How's Skippy Schumacher doing? Pretty
Hey,
dang
would you
good.
rather watch your kids play baseball or be on this
Pretty dang
team
good.
as the bench coach that's 12 games below 500?
12 games below.